Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to JJ's PC Builds. JJ with you once again. Let's go ahead and do what it's going to cost to build a PC online. Well, basically what that means is that we'll see how much it's going to cost. We're going to do one PC, budget PC, how much it's going to cost if you want to build it, and to do a top shelf PC and see how much it's going to cost you if you do it that way. So we'll kind of give you a baseline of what the minimal is going to cost you and what the maximum is going to cost you. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch over to the action screen. And before we get started, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. We need 1,000 subscribers and we need 4,000 watch hours. What we mean by 4,000 watch hours is that if you watch each video from beginning to end, would help the channel, help us grow, and help us get monetized. Okay, here's the thing. I kind of had a change of mind of building because the video got so long. I decided to do a sleeper build, so I kind of changed my mind in how to do it. So I'm not going to do an individual, and I'm not going to do, a less expensive and a more expensive. I just decided to do a sleeper build. I figure I'd fill that in really quick, and then let's get back to the video, shall we? And now let's go ahead and get back to it. We're going to switch to the action screen. There we go. We got a little bit of an ASUS background for y'all just to start with. Let's go ahead and post up a little bit and get ourselves a screen. Now, depending on where you want to, let's see. Depending on what site you want to, buy your stuff from. I usually go to Amazon site. This way, everybody goes to Amazon, just for say. But you can go to Micro Center site, but you can pre-order all the stuff you want. You can shop on their site and pre-order it, and then you can go pick it up if you're within a certain amount of distance to Micro Center. And if you're not, make sure you're in the distance, you're within the vicinity of a Circle K, and get your drink and get your snacks and, be able to sit back and, take your time when you build your PC. So I'm doing the same thing. Because when I get ready to do my sleeper build, I'm going to need to figure out what kind of motherboard I want to use with the case, with the sleeper build case. So I have to start like this. Let's go back to the action screen. And yes, I am going to go to Amazon. Let's see. I am going to go to Amazon because that's usually the best go-to. And let's first start off with motherboards. Knowing what the case is, we'll say MATX. Because usually that's what's going to fit in this case is an MATX motherboard. You can go smaller, but I'd rather just stick with an MATX motherboard because that gives you a baseline on what you can do and not do with the system. If you decide you want to take out the DVD player tray, to open up the case, or you can always put in the DVD drive place. You can always slide in like let's say SD card plugins and stuff like that. behind the little flappy, and I want to show you what I mean. We're gonna go back to the main screen real quick. I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. Usually on the front of these, you know, you got little doors, these little doors on the back side right here. You can make these little flapping doors, you know, open up. Once you take out there's like a little pin inside that, you know, that will release that, but you can take it out and, you know, the door will flip down like this. See how the door flips down? So basically behind that door you can take and you can put, like, if you want to put like a variety of SD card plugins or something like that, you can put it there. But you also got you got USB plugins right here. Right here you already got USB plugins, and you already got the headphone jacks on there, but this has already got it here too. So basically this has got it all in one. You can do many things with these slots right here. You know, it depends on what you want to use them for. You know, you can also use it for, like, let's say, you know, you can put micro SSD cards there. I mean, like SSD drives. You know, if you want to do SSD drives, you can put, like, in one big in one of those big slots, you can put two small 2.5 SSD drives. Instead of putting the regular big hard drives in there, you can put two small ones in there. You know, turn them up like this and put it in there like this. One on the bottom, one on the top. You know, you can put two in at the same time. So that's something to think about too, if you want to use it for just like extra slots, like for hard drive space and stuff like that. So it is something to think about. You know, what you can do behind that little closed door. I'm still thinking about what I want to do behind that little closed door. So let's move back to the action screen. Let's say I told y'all I want to do an Intel build. So let's go ahead and just do this. We'll just do an Intel motherboard search. So this will give us a better idea of what we want to look for. I'm not getting Maxon. You know, sorry Maxon, I don't know your products, and I'm not going to suggest what I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to suggest what I do know. Let's say we do want to make it Intel, but I already put Intel on there. So let's just go ahead and search through and see what we can find. Okay, I'm sure they're going to give us all the crappy boards in the beginning. Let's say we want to do let's say 500 series. Okay, so at least we'll get a baseline of what we can do on the 500 series. And everybody knows 500 series is DDR4. So we are into the DDR4 realm, and we could go 600 series if we want to do that. And this one looks like it's $500. It looks like a good candidate, but I don't want to go that far. Okay, where I do want to go is I want to keep in, you know, you can go 1200, you know, LGA 1200, or you could go LGA 1700. Now, if you go LGA 1200, you know, it depends on what you want to get. So, but looking here at this one gives me up to 8 cores, 5.3 gigahertz, but go up to this upper one here. This one here is $500, and this one here is $459. So you look at it and say, okay, well, one's 10th and 11th gen, and one's 12th and 13th gen. Which would be the best way to go? Well, if you want to stay DDR4 for a while, and you want to at least let it DDR5 grow for the next couple years, and then you can see which way the product's going to swing and see the prices come down. Then you can take and grow yourself into DDR5. Me, myself, I want to grow into DDR5 in the next couple years. Okay? I'm telling you all this is because the simple fact is it's not perfected yet. And they're already thinking about going up to DDR6. There are some rumors out there that they're saying they want to go up to DDR6. So, you look at it like, well, they haven't perfected DDR5 yet. Why are they going to go up to the next level? That's the thing. They haven't perfected the next best thing. So why are we going to, just jump to the next best thing and saying, okay, well then, the drivers are like, not totally sound, but on DDR4, everything is sound. And that's the reason why I'm saying DDR4, is because the projection on DDR4, all the drivers and everything's been tested for years, proven for years, and the outcome is great. So basically, if you get, a DDR4 system, something that's cheap and, something that you can take and grow into, for the next, you can get at least 3. With DDR4, it's not going to go away anytime soon. DDR4 is going to stick around for another 3 to 4 or 5 years. Okay, I understand that. But if it's the latest generation of DDR4, okay, you can get Windows 11. Now, they're talking about Windows 12. I'm not sure if they're going to be moving it up to the DDR5 generation or not, coming to Microsoft's Windows 12. I'm not sure if they're going to move it up to just strictly DDR5 or if they're going to keep it on like a DDR4 platform, between, it's basically DDR3, Windows 10, that's about as high as you're going to go with the DDR3 platform. DDR4 platform is definitely going from, let's say, Windows 8.1 up to Windows 11. Okay, that's usually the baseline you get when, you run the DDR4 platform. Okay, now for Windows 12, I'm not sure if they're going to say, well, the newest DDR4 and now DDR5. See, there's different generations that you're worrying about here. So, but the thing is this, Windows 10 is still supported until 2025. So if you got Windows 10, it's still supported till 2025, but Windows 11 might be supported till 2028. So, or 2027, or however, they're only going to support it for 5 years. It's not like the Windows 7 to Windows 8 and so on. They went into a longer span, but they're shortening the spans and they're moving the numbers up. So basically, they want you to buy more product, and the only way they can sell the product is if they move up in generation style. So basically, if they go from 2025 for Windows 11 or Windows 10, they go to 2026 for Windows 11, they go to 2020 or 2030 by Windows 12, or something like that. Stick in between every 3 to 5 years moving up generations for Windows. That's going to depend on your PC at that point. Okay, as they move up in generations, your PC is going to have to improve. So basically, using DDR3 is almost extinct. DDR2 is definitely extinct. DDR1, DDR2, just plain old DDR, those are extinct. From 0 to 2 is already extinct. Now DDR3 is almost extinct because with the DDR3 system, unless you trick the program to go up to Windows 11, that's the only way you can get it to go up to Windows 11, if you trick the program, for Windows. That's the only way you can get that DDR3 to go up to that next section. Okay, Windows did that for a reason. They wanted you all to throw away your DDR3 and move up to DDR4 and possibly beyond. So you move up from Windows 10 to Windows 11, and then they throw more crap into your computer and say, here you go, have a nice day. Instead of having all the features that you had on Windows 10 that's been set and proven, no, they give you less features and then say, here you go. Oh, well, we're going to add this back in, we're going to add that back in. Yeah, more bullshit's what they've been adding in. Anyway, moving on down the road. Let's say we want to do a simple system. Basically, I don't want to have to worry about going into the BIOS or anything else. Something that's just set and go. Okay, I want to look at doing, we could do a 1200 series motherboard, like this one right here for $134, the 590. I mean, it's got PCIe 4.0, it's got M.2 slots, it's got Wi-Fi. See, I don't want Wi-Fi on a motherboard. This is another thing too. I don't know if y'all been getting this, but Wi-Fi on a motherboard is kind of like sacrilegious to me. I'll explain in one moment. Now the thing is this, with the hacking that's going on with the router boxes and everything else, and if you got built-in Wi-Fi on those router boxes, and then you got Wi-Fi on your PC, then they can find a way to get reverse engineer and get into your PC through the Wi-Fi. So I'm not recommending a Wi-Fi motherboard for that simple fact that it can be hacked into. I'm not going to recommend that at all. Unless you're going to be using it, let's say you want to have a wireless house and you want to run everything wirelessly, then, there's other ways of getting internet through your house without adding wires to your house. There's many different ways. But, to do the Wi-Fi, it has to pass through walls and stuff like that, and by the time you get to having the signal onto your PC, it's only going to give you the minimal right there. So you're not going to get your full 100% speed. Now, passing the internet through plugins that you plug into your wall, that you can connect your router box into the wall circuit, which the signal will pass through the electricity going from socket to socket. That's still a little bit of a gamble, but it's proven to be a little bit faster than having it going through the Wi-Fi. But kind of pace yourself into what you really want to do. I don't want Wi-Fi, and I have my reasons why. I don't want Wi-Fi for the simple fact is it's right now inherently dangerous to have Wi-Fi. Okay, so if I want something, you know, I want something that's going to be proven, that's going to be really within my specter, that's going to really be good enough for what I need to get done. So I'll just keep and I'll look for what's going to be good or bad or ugly or the case can be. Now this right here, this Asus motherboard right here, this has got a 14 plus 2 Dr. Ma stage, M.2. This has got Type C and Thunderbolt for $163. So what can it do for $163? Okay, let's go ahead and look and see what it can actually do. Now, it's got DDR4, memory speeds up to 5,133 megahertz. You know it's going to be beyond Windows 10 platform. It'll be able to do Windows 11. You know that, and I know that for a fact because it's the latest. DDR4 128 gigabytes, Intel 11th and 10th gen, and it's got a 14 to 2 socket, you know, a VRM socket. So it looks like it's really good. To me, that looks like a really good motherboard. Looks like it's got twin M.2 drives that you can plug in. It's got looks like you can plug in 4 DDR sticks to get your maximum of 128 gigabytes. It looks like it's a really nice board, and it's got Thunderbolt on it too. Alright. And it's $163. And if you put the combination together, you get the Intel 5 11400. That's not bad. For $131. That's not bad. 16 gigs of 3200 CL16. If you get 2 sticks, you know, let's say you want to do 32 gigabytes of DDR4 CL16, you can cross this off and then, just pay $300.25 for this, which is not a bad deal. This is a pretty good deal, pretty good price right here. And, looking at it, I'm thinking about it myself for this sleeper build. Looking at the advantages. So, you can do. I would imagine that with this, you could probably go up to the 11700, but for the price, it's unlocked. Let's see what this does because it says unlocked. Okay, that's 4.4. This is 5.0, and everybody's recommending this. Okay, $276. Let's see. Secondary cache is 16. Base clock is 3.6. Platform's Windows 10. Working 500 series. But we don't need to spend the $55 on that. Okay, so that kind of brought the price up a little bit, going that route. So maybe maybe that's not the best way to go when it comes to it. But it is the K version. So let's see what the F version is. Okay. Let's go over to the F version and see what that is. See, you're best off to go back to the K version. Yep, you're best off to go back to the K version. So at least you got a better advantage with the K version than you did the F version. So K version's a lot better. Best to stick with the K version. It's an overclocking version, and you can pick your motherboard with it. I don't like that Samsung, so I mean, huh. The thing is with that motherboard is they get SLI on it and CFX. And it's stuff that you're not really going to be using anymore anyway. So I wouldn't really worry about the motherboard. See, because now this doesn't make sense to me. They put $279 here. You can get this for $279, and this is like $277. That's $280. This is $277. $3 cheaper. So keep that in mind too. It's not a bad. It's the 11700, but you can still go the B590, and you still can go right here for $343. And plus, this gives you the RAM. So I want to take and go one better, so say $300.25, and then I go back to Amazon again, and DDR4 RAM, and let's say right here. And now get this, the price on this would have been $42 for right here 32 gigabytes, $79. So this is actually a little bit cheaper to do it this way right here. So just a little bit cheaper within a matter of cents. So let's say, okay, I go ahead and I get this for $300.25. Okay, so we say $325. Add that to the mark. Now I got the processor. Say I got the processor and I got the motherboard, right? Okay, next. I go over to the RAM. And I say, okay, well, the RAM's $79.99. Okay, good deal. Very good deal. This is a very good deal right here. I want to do a blacked out version anyway. So let's say it's $79.99. Okay. So now the price is $380. If you notice the price that I showed you on the other ones, that was over $400. So this is actually a better deal at this point. Okay, you're still going to get the speeds. You're still going to get everything you want. Okay, now we got the CPU. We got the RAM. We got the motherboard. Let's go back and see what the 400, this right here, this 400F has. Okay. It's got 12 megabyte of secondary cache size 12, 6 processors. Okay. So, and this is the 11400F. Now, if we want to go something different, if we want to go like the let's say we want to go 12th gen. I bet you we could go 12th gen if we looked. We can go probably to the 12100, but it's the i3, the 12100, but it's the LGA 1700 now. So we can't use that on the LGA 1200 motherboard. So we know this. Now we got that incentive. Now we're looking for an 11400K. So let's see if they got 11400K. So this way you got some kind of, well, no, you're not going to be able to get the overclocking capabilities. Okay, so, nope. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go back. We're going to look at what we got. So that's good right there. So now you have the 3 pieces. Now you need the 4th piece. Now you need the hard drive. So we need to go on Amazon. Okay. I'm doing this all as an Amazon build. Now do remember this. M.2 drive. Okay. Now, we'll keep the price range at $25 to $50. And see what they got. And let's see if they got it like there we go. We kind of moved it down to where we got it to 1 terabyte. So we can see what's out there. They got Team Group. You know, they got this one right here. That's for $43.99. 3-year warranty, not too bad. Right there, $44. Time Tech, Silicon Power. Okay, well, let's say we do a Silicon Power right here for $44.99, $45. It's 1 terabyte. Okay, let's just do a Silicon Power one. Okay, that's for $44.99. So we add on $44.99. Okay, so now we're up to $425. Now, if you remember, I said doing an upgrade, just having the motherboard and processor would cost $425. So now you got almost 90% of the computer, just for say. Okay, now you got 90% of the computer. Remember, on this sleeper build that I got here, I don't need the case. Okay, I might need, looking at it, I might need just 1 fan. Maybe 1 fan. Because for the simple fact, I say I might need 1 fan, and I'm going to go back to the main screen, is I only need 1 fan. Is because I got this here. See, with the processor, I got this here. This will work with the processor here. This one right here. This is what I had on this PC I had here. This one I have here. You know, this one over here. The one I built, the one that's AMD. So I got this one that I used with that one. Works well. I can use it again. So I have the heat sink with the fan for the processor. So I don't need that. That's eliminated. So I don't need the case. That's eliminated. Okay. So I don't need, you know what? I might need a new a new power supply. That's what it's going to be. So we'll go back to Amazon. So, you know, always look in your old system to see what you have. Always look in your old system to see what you have that you can utilize. Okay? So, I mean, I could do the $39 one, 500 watts, 80 plus white certified PSU. I could do that, but I don't want to use that one. I want to get one that is going to be able to, for upgradability and everything else. So I basically want to go a little bit higher. I basically want to go to maybe like maybe 800 watts. Okay? It doesn't have to be spectacular, but let's say I want to do 800 watts, right? So we'll see what they got for 800 watts. I'm sure they'll have something that'll look good. Plus, this is a blacked out version too. So, I mean, we want to keep the cables to a minimum and everything else. This one might be a good one right here, because this is a PCIe, no, that's PCIe 5.0. That's not what we're running. We're running a 4.0 version. So we want to keep it to a 4.0 version, but we want to keep it modular. Okay? And this way we can use minimum amount of cables and not have a string all over the place. So, in case later on down the road I decide I want to cut a hole in the side and put a window in there, you know, a plexiglass window, you know, and kind of, you know, jazz up the case later on down the road, I always have that option, and I don't have all the wiring all over the place, and then, you know, I can modify the case. So, thinking about down the road, you know, what I really want to do, I mean, do I want to use a cheap power supply that could blow up on me, or do I want to use a good one? Okay, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to stick with what I know that's been running all this time with me, and I'm going to stick with, let's see what they have. I'm going to stick with Thermaltake. The reason why I say this is because I have a Thermaltake in my older system, which is that Thermaltake power supply is 12 years old. And it's a 400 watt power supply from Thermaltake, still going. So I don't care if how many times people blowed stuff up with what they did, and they tried to make it blow up and everything else. I'm not trying to make nothing blow up. I'll just put it to you like that. So when it comes to it, you know, I mean, this has got a 10-year warranty. Boom, right here. 850 watt, right here. Crossfire ready. Boom. It's good. 139.99. So we add 139.99 to the mix. Now, that's it. That's the whole PC. Because I got the keyboard and mouse, I got the monitor, I got the case. You know, let's say I want to go. I really don't need the fans because I got the blacked out fans too. So basically, that's it. That's the whole PC right there. Well, actually, part of the PC. Now, you just want to make something clear. That's part of the PC. That's all the good components of the PC. Now, we have the last component. This is the key component to your PC. Go back to Amazon for the last, and now we're going to look up graphics cards. What kind of graphics card do I really want to run with my PC? With that PC, what do I really want to run? Now I'm on a budget. Now I said I want to keep within a certain amount of budget, and so far I'm at $565. Okay? So far. So now y'all are wondering what my budget could be. Okay, let's say I could do $1,000 budget, right? $1,000 budget. What can I use in my $1,000 budget? Now, if I go to my calculator and I go here to the minus button and I go 1,000, I got $434.78 left in the budget. So that's how much I got left in the budget. So $434.78. That's what I got left in the budget. So I don't want. We could do a 3060. You know, could do a 3060. But, you know, let's see. This is not giving me everything. Let's just start to the beginning. Okay, so we could do a 3060 looking at the price, but we want to get close as we can to 434. So, you know, we want to get as close as we can to 434. We could do that one, but I don't like the LHR. Okay, so we just keep looking and we'll find something that'll get close to it. Either you can do, well, see, that's thing 3070. It's got 544 and we only got 434. I don't think I'm going to spend $395 on a 2060. That's just ridiculous. Or, you know, I could do the 6600 for $249, save a couple bucks. Let's just keep moving on and see what we can find that's worthy of what we want to do. Let's say if we do a build for $1,000. Okay. I don't see too much of the difference. Okay, so we're not doing a white version, so that really doesn't matter. 6600 XT, it's $439. Oh, that would put us over the budget by maybe about $5, $6. Oh, that would be equaled up to a 3060, the 6600 XT. Geez. So, I guess our best bet would be probably to stick with the 3060. Let's see. We'll do a price check on the 3060 and see which is better. That's a 2-fan. This is a 3-fan. Which one would I like to do? It's kind of difficult. You want to pick out the right one that you want. You know. And I said it's a blacked out version, so you know. I think we're best off. You know, I mean, for availability and stuff, I'll say this one right here, the Ventus 2, the 3060. The reason why I say that is this. Let's say minus 364.99 equals, oh lordy, $434.78. We'll take minus the 364.99. So we still have $69.79 left. Okay, so I'll tell you what. For that price listing and everything else, and looking at it, this is basically what we got so far. Okay, we got the motherboard. And processor. We got the motherboard and processor. Minus the RAM for $300.25. Okay. So that's what we got cooking so far. We got it for $300.25. Okay, now we got the RAM. We got the RAM for, let's kind of move this over here. We got the RAM for $79.79 or $79.99. Okay. Now we got the M.2 drive, which is the hard drive. So the M.2, 1 terabyte. We said what? That one was, we went with the Silicon Power, $42.99. Okay, so we said $42.99. And do remember, on this board should have another M.2 slot, so you have room to put another M.2, so that $69 that you're trying to save right here, you could buy yourself another M.2 drive, which would go on to the motherboard right here, which it has 2 M.2 slots. So keeping that in mind, you can get another terabyte of M.2 and bring that down to say you got another one for $42.99. You still save $26.80. Okay, so we added that on, so now we can say we got 2 M.2 drives, okay, for $42.99. So we can say X2, okay, so that is times 2. Now, next up on the board, since we got the RAM, the drives, and everything else, and now we do a power supply that we said we were going to do. Right here, the Tough Power, the 850 watt. So we did the 800 power supply. We did it for $139.99. Okay, so now basically, what you're buying. So now you're doing, this is a list. You're doing a list of what you're needing to let's say you're doing a sleeper build like me. You're putting together what you have that you want to purchase compared to what you have on hand to build the whole PC itself. So now you look at what you have and you say, okay, graphics card. I don't need to write what it is because it'll come back to my mind. So we do 364.99. Okay, so now we know this is parts needed. Okay, now we got a list of the parts needed. Now we do parts on hand. If I learn how to spell half the times. Wow. There we go. Okay, and we go up one. Not Pat's. See, my spelling's off today. So we do parts on hand. Okay, we got CPU case. Okay, we got CPU cooler. We got the CPU fans. We got the monitor. We got the keyboard. We got the mouse. These are the apparels and stuff that you might need. You know, thinking that you're buying a new, building yourself a new PC, you got to make sure you have all the apparels, and you got the power cord. Comes with the new power supply anyway. Let's see. What else? What else? What else? What else? That's pretty much there. What you would need just for this basic sleeper build. So now that you made a list of what you have and how much it's going to cost, now you're set. Now all you got to do is get the parts that are needed, and then start your build by removing all the stuff that's inside of the PC. So now that you have everything, and it's under $1,000 with $26.80 to spare. This gives you an idea of what you can do for $1,000. Okay. Now, if you want to do something lighter, let's say you want to do something like I did here, that where, instead of going Intel, you want to go AMD, and you want to do, integrated graphics without a graphics card and save yourself more money, then you can go that route too. Because this system I got is less than $500. So, and it's got the 850 watt power supply. It's got, the 3-fan CPU cooler. This has got 6 heat pipes times 2. So it's got a total of 12 heat pipes for that CPU cooler. This has got 6 fans, RGB fans, which is controlled by this. It's got an MATX case, a cheap one that I picked up for $50. I added a couple hard drives to it that I had on hand. It's got an 1 terabyte M.2 drive. The system's got a total of 4 terabytes of total hard drive space, and it's got 16 gigs of RAM, which I'm going to upgrade it to 48 gigs of RAM or 32. I might do 32 gigs of RAM with this instead of the 16. Now, I can leave the 16 in here, and I can add the 32 and get 48 gigs of RAM if I want to do it that way. Just an idea. So, well, it seems this video was an hour video to show you, what you can do for a decent build on, a decent build for gaming and for creative work, and stuff like that. I'm not saying it's going to be the best in the world, but if I were to pick a system, this is how I would pick it. So basically, I went from soup to nuts. I looked at, I had a previous computer that's 10 years old. I'm going to use the case of it, and I'm going to throw it all together, and I'm going to take all these parts, put them all together after I get them ordered and stuff like that, and then take you all along with me, and then take those parts, and believe it or not, this is what I'm going to use to do the sleeper build. And I'm taking you all along on the first steps of how to do the sleeper build. So if you're going to do a sleeper build, then this is the best way to go. So I'm taking you along with it. I measured the case. I know how big the case is. And also, too, I said something to you all about the reason why I selected a short GPU instead of the three. Oh, hold on a minute. And you gotta love those phone calls now, don't you? Okay, the thing is this. The reason why I broke into the video right here was I forgot to tell you the reason why I went with the short GPU is because later on down the road, if I want to put a water cool system in here, make it water cooled and kind of, modify it a little bit, I have room in the front. I can do a water cooled system as well. So maybe later on down the road, I might want to modify it, and I'll do another video on that after I get the build done. Something I might come up with. So you never know. So do stick around for that. Now let's go ahead and get back to the video now, shall we? Sorry about that, y'all. I had to pause the video. I had a call coming in. But anyway, back to it. This is how I would do my build. So now y'all get a fresh idea of where I'm starting. So, and I know how much it's going to cost for it. So that's the amount of money I need to put aside. And understand this. That's the amount of money I need to put aside in order to buy the parts for this PC. So right now, I have to work on getting that money. That's going to be my next step. And as soon as I can get the money, I will buy the parts for the PC. And then they'll come in. And then what we'll do together, and this is either going to be a long video, and we're going to do this all in one shot, or it's going to be broken up into parts, and then we're going to go from there. So that's just to let you know which way we're going with this build, and we're going to do it together step by step. So this is the first step. Now, as soon as I get the money, we'll go on to the second step, and then after that, we will build it together. And there's no jump cuts. There's no nothing. We do it from A to Z. There's no extra cutting. There's no forward or reverse. It's just one setting. We'll do everything. If we do it in pieces, y'all can let me know. If y'all want to see the disassembly in one video, you want to see the build in one video, and you want to see the finale in one video, then let me know. Or if you want to see it all at one time, then it'll be a super long video. I mean a long video, just to let you know. But anyway, if you do like my videos, make sure you subscribe. We're still needing 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And like I said, in order for us to get to 4,000 watch hours, you need to watch every video I got from beginning to end. It would help us grow the channel. And as soon as we get monetized, then that's when we can go forward in the futuristic stuff we want to do with this channel. So, but until the next time in the next video, this is JJ on JJ's PC Builds. And we will see you on the next one.